So if you don't have a block, let me know. I'll throw one your way. Looks like everyone's well situated here. Start in a child's pose. I think we need to get grounded somehow or another. Yeah, child's pose. Let your knees go wide. Personally, I like having my arms back, but you can have your arms forward. Yeah. You're running away. You're running away. Yes. Arms back, arms forward. Anything goes. Connect to your breath. Yeah. Let yourself just have this time. You carved it out, so try to enjoy. And less thinking about how deep you need to go in the poses and really just feeling your way through the practice this morning and listening to what your body tells you. Pretty amazing. The hard concept for a lot of us. If your arms are back, slide them forward, activate your hands. Spread the palms. There's a lift of the forearms. The front of the forehead is as close as it's going to get to the floor this morning without your chin cranking forward. At any point during the practice, you need to rest, listen to what your body is telling you, and come back to child's pose. Press to a tabletop position. You know how I roll. That's the last time you'll be in child's pose. Right. We make our time very useful. You're in a tabletop position, and you have to bring your hands in a little bit closer. Yes, curl the toes into the mat for a sec. And extend the right leg back onto the floor. So it's like a half tabletop. Curl the right toes into the mat. Activate that right thigh. Just breathe. So keep the right toes curled into the mat. Anchor through your hands. Feel your outer triceps hug in. Lift your left knee 2 inches from the ground. 2 inches from the ground and hold. The toes are lifted. The thigh bone is lifting up off the ground. The knee is lifting up off the ground. You're in like a little plank now. Drive down into the mat. Activate the center line. Lower the left knee back down to the ground. Float the right leg up off the floor so it's hip height. Sorry. Extend the left arm forward so it's opposite arm, opposite leg. I know it's tight in here, so if you see your friend's foot, you can give them a little yank. Yeah, little yank. Turn the palm so it faces towards the feel good, do good sign. Yes, there you go. So now your shoulder's in the right rotation. Corey, turn your palm this direction, and that gets the shoulder. Perfect. Reach and stretch in opposite directions. Neutralize the pelvis. Try not to open up. Everything's squared off. Reach the left arm straight back, bend the right knee, and see if you can reach back and grab maybe it's your big toe, maybe it's your whole foot, maybe it's your ankle. And if you can't get hold of it, don't force it. Just create the shape. You want to steer your chest forward, fire up that thigh bone, press firm through your hand. Look forward, Eric. There you go. Nice. That's it. Breathe. Reach and stretch the arm and the leg in opposite directions. Yeah. Hand and knee come down to the ground. Reset. The right knee stays, the left leg curls into the mat. The toes curl into the mat. You're just firing up that thigh bone. You're neutralizing your pelvis. You're firing up your arms. Yeah, you can pat underneath your knee if you need to. Keep the arms really active. Gaze to the front skinny edge of the mat. Hug your right knee in up off the mat like 2 or 3 inches. So it's a small movement. I want you to just feel the abdominal wall start to engage, but really importantly, feeling the alignment of your body that supports that. So recognizing you don't have to do a lot to feel. Your arms are straight up and down. Your neck is neutral. Look forward with your eyes. Another big breath in. Lower the knee back down. Float the left leg up into space, only hip height. Reach the right arm forward. Arm and leg in opposite direction. If you could look down, it's going to help with the balance. Yeah, the neck really aligns itself nicely then. Reach the right arm back, bend at the left knee crease, and see if you can get hold of anything. Your big toe, your baby toe, your top of your foot, your ankle. You could pretend. Yeah, you don't want to force the body, so just breathe. Chest pulling forward. So this is a back bend in itself. Feel. Everyone looks very serious. I don't know what's happening here. You're not being graded. Release the arm and the leg in opposite directions. Remind yourself this is meant to be fun. Hand and knee comes down to the ground. Walk the hands forward enough that you can curl your toes into the mat. Lift the knees 2 inches up off the ground and pause. 2 inches from the ground. Arms activate, outer triceps grip in. Start to lift the hips very slow. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Your first down dog this morning, pedal out the legs. Take up as much space on the mat as you need. Feel your hands press down. Thumb, baby finger, index finger, all that is jazzed up. And then breathe your hips way up off your shoulders this morning. Find some stillness if you can. Sometimes it's easy to still the body, but really hard to still the mind. Sometimes it's the opposite, sometimes both. Know that's all normal. But find some stillness. Move the shoulders away from your ears. Did someone else sign up? Because there's someone here. We can move the back row. We could slide over. There's plenty of space. Hi. In the back row. Why? There's room. Roll forward to plank. Lead with your chest. She's thanking you. She really didn't want to practice. Gotta live bread. Lead with your chest. Ask for 2 cookies on top. Yeah. They're so cheap. They just give you 1. Lead with your chest. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a bite. It's like someone left you a bite. Right. You're in plank. You're holding. Fix your eyes. Use your breath to just maintain some stability right here. Plug down. Feel the ground. Lengthen your tailbone. Let the shoulder blades move apart, and that's going to take the round out of the back. How can you soften your body, soften your mind, soften your breath? Lower halfway to a push-up chaturanga. Modify if you need to by dropping your knees. Drop your knees if you need support. Keep the neck neutral. Re-straighten your arms to plank position. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward plank, come all the way forward plank position. Drop your knees down so they're on an angle. Bring your weight forward and then lower halfway chaturanga. Modify, guys, if you need to. Re-straighten your arms. Spread your palms, Jody. Yep. Hips up and back, down dog. Come forward to plank. Hug your right knee towards your navel. I know you're very excited about it. Just go ahead and do that. Look forward with your eyes. Step your right foot forward and through. Nice big step. If you need 3 to get there, you just scoot your foot all the way forward and through. Be on your fingertips, feel, and then spring to the top of the mat in one piece. Long spine weight is forward. Your feet can be a little separated. Exhale, fold into yourself. Let your head go. Root to rise, come all the way up. Anchor. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Slow it down this morning, guys. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare. If your hands don't make it, bend your knees a lot or use blocks. Big step back with your right foot. Left foot joins plank. In your plank, decide if you need to modify your push-ups. Totally fine if you need to. Drop your knees if that's the case. Halfway to a push-up chaturanga, but you have to pause in the push-up. Then re-straighten your arms. Hug your left knee towards your navel. Activate. Yeah, you can always lift your hips a little higher if your lower back feels sensitive. Arms are straight up and down. I would recommend looking forward a little bit and then land your left foot all the way forward and through. Be on your fingertips. Feel the length of that back leg. That's your psoas, releasing and lengthening. We need this. Step to the top of the mat in one piece. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold in half. Always let your head go. Root to rise, come all the way up. Anchor. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare yourself. Left foot takes a big step back. Yep. Right foot joins plank. Halfway to a push-up, slow movements. Re-straighten your arms. Hug your right knee in. Go again. Step the right foot forward and through. Left foot meets top of mat. Long spine, sorry, just making sure you're awake. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart, drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees, let your head go. Long spine to prepare. Right foot takes a big step back, just staying really methodical here. Left foot joins plank. Halfway to a push-up, hold your push-up. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Pause. Hug your left knee in and up, squeeze it in. Land your left foot all the way forward and through. Right foot to the top of the mat in one piece. Long spine. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go up, so be like a moving meditation, guys. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let go of all the thoughts and just let yourself go. Long spine, prepare. Left foot takes a big step back. Right foot joins plank. Halfway to a push-up that works for you. So it can be a small movements, guys. Lead with your heart and chest for your first back bend. Up dog or baby cobra. Neck is neutral. Soften the shoulders down the back. Hips up and back, down dog. So baby cobra is a great way to take it if your lower back, neck, shoulders, anything's bothering you. Okay, we're going to put it all together. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine weight is forward. Nice. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine to prepare. Step, step, float. Here we go. Up dog pulls you through. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Arms stay really straight. Here we go. Lightly step or float top of mat. You don't have to hop. You could always just walk. Long spine, weight is forward. Fold in half. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag the hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees. Let your head go. Long spine prepares you. Step or float. Vinyasa of choice. Nice. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, down dog. Come forward to plank. Take your right knee towards your forehead, like a round yourself in nice and tight. Yeah, squeeze it a little tighter. Now keep your leg in super tight, but look forward with your eyes. Yeah, and then lift your shin more up off the ground. Perfect, good work. Step your right foot forward, low lunge. Pause for a second. Yeah, be on your fingertips. Steer your right hip back. Make sure your right foot and your left foot are about hips width distance. You're high on the ball of your back foot. Let your fingertips come off the ground like 2 inches. So they're skimming the floor. Yeah. So what this is creating is making sure that the lower half of the body is really anchored. Steer your right hip back. Yeah. Reach your arms straight back alongside the body and hover over that front thigh. Palms always face down. There you go. Eyes of the shoulders squeezed together. Rise, high lunge, crescent lunge. Come up with a lot of control. You can always soften your back knee if you need to. Hip points drive forward, arms activate up towards the sky. Heavy in that standing front thigh. Let's do this, guys. Keep your arms really active. Straighten your front leg about 3/4 of the way. 3/4 of the way. Don't let it go pin straight. Rebend the front thigh, but sit heavy in the thigh, not the knee. Drop your left knee so it hovers the mat. So the thigh bone drops straight down. From your glute, from your hamstring, refire it up. So one more time, straighten the front leg, like 3/4 of the way. You want to hug your outer hips in. Rebend the front thigh. Drop the left knee so it hovers the lengthen of that psoas down. Fire it back up, but keep the hips low. Good. Keep the arms moving up. I want you to press to stand, hugging your left knee towards your navel. I know it's tight in here, but work with your balance. Good. So you're standing on your right leg. Your left leg is hugging in. Drop your arms alongside the body. Reach back and kick your left heel towards your butt cheek. All I want you to do, stay really upright, Tyler. You're just going to create a shape. So grab the base of the ankle with one or both hands and just stand. Just stand and draw the shoulders back into the socket. Soften the right knee. You're not moving at all. You're just firing up. Now, if you can flex your right foot strong, do that. Your left foot strong, do that. Stand tall on your right leg. You're not tipping forward at all. You're activating your outer hips. You're feeling the firing up of your thigh. You're standing upright. The shoulder blades are squeezing together. You can only do it with one hand. That's fine. The other arm would just go up towards the sky. You're just upright and you're capturing that ankle. 2 more breaths. Good. Keep the leg bent in half. Just bring both arms up towards the sky. Don't let the leg drop. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Good. Now take a giant step back, warrior one. Perfect. Nice work. Warrior one. Outer blade of your back foot secures the mat. Front leg nice and heavy. Arms energize up. The left ribs spin forward. Hands to frame your front foot. Vinyasa of choice. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Here we go. Come forward to plank. Take your left knee towards your forehead. Round in. Yeah, round tight. Then keep the leg kind of hovering in. Just look forward with your eyes. Activate that core. Land your left foot all the way forward. Big juicy step. Get the alignment set, about hips width distance. Activate that back leg, be on your fingertips, and then lift the fingertips like an inch or two from the ground. So what happens is the shoulders have to kind of slide down the back. The belly draws in, the activating of your legs. As an alternative, your hands can rest on the top of your left thigh. And yes, there, that's it. I think that's better. Reach the arms back alongside the body and hover. Nice. Root to rise, high lunge, crescent lunge. Come up with control. Good. Straighten the left leg on track about 3/4 of the way. You have to have a lot of control. Rebend into the heavy into that front thigh. Nice work. Soften the back knee. Yeah, so it hovers the mat. Find something that you know you can maintain. Re-straighten from the glute. Straighten the left leg on track 3/4 of the way. Rebend. Good. Hover the right knee. Straighten it out from the quadricep, the glute. Keep the arms moving up. Press up to stand, hugging your right knee towards your navel. Just do that much. Keep the arms up. You've got a big ball over your head. It's like holding a medicine ball. Yes. You could use that as balance. Drop your arms alongside your body. You're staying completely upright to do this. Let your right thigh slide next to your left. It's like a door hinge. Kick the right heel towards the butt cheek. This may be as far as you go on this side. Grab both hands around the ankle or one. You pick. Yeah, shoulder blade. So it's a back bend. I want you to stay very, very upright. Eyes of the shoulders are squeezing together. Soften the left knee, but stay upright. Just feel the length and the strength of that right thigh. Focus on little things, standing strong on that left leg. Maybe flex that right foot a little bit more. That's going to give you more action along the front line. Don't let the leg drop. Keep it in space and just extend your arms straight up. So you have to stay very active. Arms are straight up. Giant step back, warrior one. Take your time getting there. Good work. Heavy in that front thigh. You got it. Spin your right ribs forward. Hands to frame your front foot. Move through a vinyasa or go to a down dog. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Nice work, guys. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Land light. Long spine weight is forward. Fold. Sit into chair. I know we're very excited. Chair pose. Your feet could be a little separated. You can have a block in between your thighs. Stick your butt way back though. Yeah, keep the neck neutral. Make sure you're not doing anything funny with your neck. Arms are moving up. Lower half of the body's going down. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Here we go from the top. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Sit heavy in your heels. Chair. Dive over bent knees. Let your head go. Long spine, prepare. Step or float vinyasa. Up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Good. Right foot forward, back foot turns, rise, warrior one. Take your time, guys. Back down we go through a vinyasa. Yep. When you get to down dog, the left foot lands, the back foot turns, rise. Hands back down, vinyasa. You can add or subtract push-ups. You can take them all out if you're not into it. Meet me in a dog. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Get there light. Long spine weight is forward. Fold in half. Let your head go. Heavy in your heels. Chair. Joe, stick your butt back. There you go. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. All right, you're not doing bad. Arms go straight up. We're rocking these. Sit heavy in your heels. Chair. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine, prepare. Step or float vinyasa. Just make it light. Uh-oh. Up dog. Down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Wild thing. It's good you still got it. Yeah. Hands to the floor, chaturanga. Sometimes you just got to touch it, check in. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns. Just let it move. Hands back down, vinyasa. If I'm moving a little quicker, you slow it down. You make it work. Yeah. Meet in a dog. Get yourself together. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine weight is forward. Fold. Chair. Weights in the heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Chair. Sit heavy. Dive in half. Let your head go. Long spine, prepare. Step or float, vinyasa. Nice. Up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. Right foot forward, back foot turns, rise, warrior one. Hands back down, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Here we go. Left foot lands, back foot turns. Chaturanga. Move through a vinyasa. Meet me in a down dog and hold. This band took off big time. I saw him in Vail years ago, and I took Noah to the concert, and he's like, "What smells? What smells here?" He was like 8. My mom's like, "It's skunk. It smells like skunk." So then for years, we'd walk around and be like, "It smells like skunk everywhere." It definitely smells like skunk now in New York City. It's crazy. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Get there light. I'm right here. I'm looking for energy. Dive over bent knees. Chair. You're doing great. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Let's hook and twist. Let's get this over with. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about chair with a twist today. I don't know about you, but not my fave. When my teacher skips it, I'm like, he's not doing it. This is amazing. Okay, so keep the weight even in your heels and make sure your 2 knees stay lined up. Perfect. And then everything else is applesauce. Keep the spine long. Remind yourself the twist isn't there. Open up your arms if you want more. You and your breath connect. Chair, pull around. Stay strong. It's just a feeling. Drag the hands back to prayer. Stay low. Hook and go the opposite direction. Jody, try a block in between your thighs. Place it the long direction. The other, yep. Other way. Yes. Yep, higher. Wedge it there and then try. And then keep the weight in your heels. Don't get so caught up in how deep you're going, guys. Yes, look sideways. Try not to crank your neck back. Your neck is part of your spine, so it's got to stay long. Stay strong. Chair. Sit real deep. Sit real deep. Ashtangi, jump back. Chaturanga, go right for it. Yeah, anyone got it? Lenny's got it. Nice. Up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Bring your feet together at the back of the mat. One leg. Roll forward and lean on your right hand for Vashisthasana side plank. You want to do more knee to chest? I know. Not really. I don't blame you. Vashisthasana on the right side. Modify. Bottom knee can come down. You could set up for tree here in Vashi. Find something that you can maintain. Top arm can wrap up and forward. You're still holding the pose. Plank position, slow transition. Don't flop. Don't flop. Slow push-up, chaturanga. Slow up dog, pull yourself through. Yep. Hips up and back, down dog. Step the right foot smack forward. Turn the back foot on a strong angle. Cartwheel open, warrior two. Warrior two. Maria, turn your back toes 2 inches towards the mirror more, and you're gonna be in good shape. Track yourself, guys. If you're leaning all the way to your front leg, you're gonna be out of alignment. So you get a glimpse of yourself. I know it's a scary sight sometimes, but just stack yourself up and see that you're aligned, and then you can find your drishti. You don't wanna, you can smile at yourself. It's not a bad thing. Yeah. Bend deeper, lengthen your tailbone. Nice, Nancy, looks good. Soften the shoulders, let them kind of drop down the back. The moments that you hold are the moments that you get strong. Mm-hmm. Reach way out and place your hand on the outside of your foot. A variation. Arm to the top of the thigh, hand to block. I use a block. We're going to go outside a foot today. Yeah. Top arm straight up or up and forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the block really helps in this pose. Ken, the alignment looks really good. So what I need you to do is focus on taking your right ribs and turning them up. Yep. Top arm straight up or up and forward, guys. If it's up and forward, it's like a bow and arrow. Your right thigh bone is tracking directly over your right knee. You're turning your right ribs and your right hip is hugging under. You're staying with it and breathing. Nice, Julianne. Nice, steady breathing. Nice, slow, maintained pose. Not about how deep, it's where you're holding and finding the space to maintain. Last few breaths. Warrior two, come on up. Warrior two. Circle it to the floor, vinyasa. Take yourself to a smooth transition. The up dog is smooth, press even. Nice, hips up and back, down dog. Feet come together so you have one leg. Yeah. Bring your left hand out in front like an inch and then roll Vashisthasana. So this is about finding a pose that you can maintain. If you need to drop down and modify, please do so. If you'd like to add the tree, then add the tree. Nice, Maria. It's all about the alignment. Stack it up. Top arm can wrap up and forward. Amy looks really nice. So generally when it gets hard is when we want to dip out. Right. That's when we stay. We put in a little extra work and it pays off. No flopping, plank position. No flopping, plank position. Chaturanga push-up, slow. Up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Step the left foot smack, turn the back foot strong, rise, warrior two. Yeah, so essentially it's like the same posture. You just did it, you reset, and now it's in another form. Warrior two. Take a second, get yourself together, make sure your alignment is set. So there's no mirror to guide you here. You kind of have to feel your way through, which is good. Maybe let your eyes close, let your mind just kind of drift off. Wrap that inner thigh open, stand up really tall, and let yourself just feel. Ujjayi breath, breathe through the back of the throat, through the nose. Stay with it. Reach way out, find extended side angle A. I like arm on top of thigh or block. I use a block and I place the block up really high these days. Yeah, I place it right to the outside of that foot. So the inside of the arm and the outside of the leg make a nice connection. If you're just going arm on top of thigh, just really lighten the load. Yeah. Now it's important that you've got some space to turn those bottom ribs. Otherwise, there's no point. Top arm straight up or up and forward, you pick. And then you find the pose and you maintain. Neck is long. Breath is still with you. Nice, Amy. Really good work. Warrior two. Take it to the floor, vinyasa. It's going to feel great. Up dog. Even better. Down dog. Step the right foot towards the right hand. Pause. Yeah. Reach out, use a block, and let's float up to Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon pose. It's a balancing posture. If your balance is a little off today, you could use a block. Have your hand on your hip. Yep. Anytime we play with balance, there's always this possibility that you're going to fall. Joe, bring the blocks a little more forward. They're a little too close. Yeah. You want enough space from your hip to your armpit. Guys, if you want to bind here, today's practice is perfect for that. So you don't have to bind. It's also known as candlestick. Yeah. The kick goes behind you, not up towards the sky though. If you're not binding, soften the right knee and just find a lot of space. Flex the left toe strong and spread open. No one's front right leg should be pinned straight. There's always a soft bend behind it. Yeah. Regular Ardha if you add in anything fun. Transition to triangle, step back, you can do it. Triangle pose, pull up anywhere in the front of the shin or just move the block with you. That's why we do it that way. Your hips are now open towards the side wall and you're in triangle. Your back foot is spread on a nice angle. That was an awesome transition, guys. You did really well with that. If you're opting to not use the block, have your right hand anywhere across the front of that front shin. And that's how you want to feel the lift. Side ribs long and you want to stack up. If you want to take your left hand and wrap it behind you, that's nice. Actually, if you want to work a little more, you can clasp both your hands behind your back and turn your ribs. So it's kind of like a bound triangle. Yeah. Arms would be as straight as they're going to go for today, which may be bent for some of you. So don't force it. Perfect. Keep turning those bottom ribs. You have to really use the obliques to maintain stability. So whenever I offer options, you don't have to take them. There's just there as suggestions. Respread the arms for Trikonasana triangle pose. Reset for a breath or two. Take it to the floor for vinyasa. Just keep yourself moving, stay in check. The up dog is smooth. If you're opting for the cobra, that's great. Hips up and back, down dog. The left foot lands. We're going to keep the energy up. The left foot lands, you pause. Set up for Ardha Chandrasana on the left side. Yeah, use your block, right hand to hip. Add in the bind, or even better, guys, if you want to take your left hand and press it into your left shin, that's another alternative. It's definitely a little more advanced. Left hand to left shin. There you go. Or just regular. It's okay. Keep turning those bottom ribs. Grip that bottom hip in. Regular Ardha if you added anything fancy. Transition really, really slow. Triangle. Move the block with you. Step back. Yeah. Good job. Use the block if you need it. Outside of the calf, hand on shin if you prefer that. Lean back a little bit and spread the collarbone open. You can take the half bind. You can play around with interlacing both hands behind your back. There's a turn of your bottom ribs if you're going with that option. Keep the neck really neutral. Soften that front knee. Really good alignment. Side ribs long. Corey, you're doing great. You might not talk to me again, but you're doing great. Regular triangle. Reopen those arms. Circle the hands to frame your front foot. Peel your right heel off. Spring to the top of the mat. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms and stand. Have your blocks to the top of the mat. If you just have one, you can have it in the center. If you have two, have them up high at the top edge of the mat. So you're standing on your right leg and you're going to bend your left knee in half like we did earlier in the practice. So everything we do circles back. So you're going to bind around the base of that left ankle. So everybody's balancing on that right leg. So now we're actually going to advance in the pose and go into the full bound warrior 3. Okay, we're not doing king dance, we're doing bound warrior 3. It's a little bit of a different pose. So the cinching of the shoulder blades, and if you can't get hold of your ankle, just kind of create the shape. Soften behind that right knee. If it's just one hand, keep the other arm active. Then start to tip. So now the goal is to bring the torso as close to parallel to the ground as you possibly can. So think warrior 3 with the bind. So you may only be able to do it with one hand. That's okay. Keep softening that right knee though. Keep the chest a little bit lifted, a little higher than everything else. Perfect. And if you fall, you try again. Nice. So keep your torso exactly where it is. Just straighten the arms and straighten the legs to the back skinny edge of the mat. Yes. So now you're in a more traditional warrior 3. If you need the blocks, this is a good time to use them for a little bit of support. That's why I suggested having them there. You're in warrior 3, a pretty bent right leg though. Left hand comes down, right hand to the flat part of the back. We're going to revolved Ardha. Yep, you got it, Ken. Right hand on the flat part of the back, and then you peel open. There's a lift from your inner left thigh. Point your toes. Then lift the inner thigh more. I'm right here. I just want to give you a tiny adjustment. Right here. Soften the right knee more. Perfect. You're looking great, guys. We're staying for a few more breaths. If any of you are dying to bind that leg, go for it. If not, just stay. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just stay. If you're unsure, it's too complicated right now, just stay. Release anything that you've taken here. Bring both hands down to frame your front foot and take a giant step back. Low lunge. Low lunge. Rise, high lunge, crescent lunge. If you need to drop your back knee, please do so. Good. You're in high lunge, crescent lunge. Slide the hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. Lean out, hook the elbow, and twist. Yeah, if you start to feel a little floppy, guys, drop the bottom knee. Lean back and get in there. Oh, yes. Open up your arms if you want more. Twist. Hands to frame your front foot. Spring to the top of the mat, feet hips width distance. Long spine, hook your big toes with a peace sign grip. Yep. Long spine, bend your knees a lot. Exhale, fold. Let your head go. Yes. If there's a huge space between your stomach and your thighs, guys, bend your knees. Bend your knees so your stomach rests on your thighs. Like I literally take this with bent knees. It's like a ledge. Yes. Breathe your hips way away from your heels, so straight up, and then bring your weight forward and let your head drop. Soften your shoulders. Half lift. Hands to your hips, halfway up, the rest of the way up. Stand for a sec, feel. So however that worked out, it's in the past, we do the other side. We're standing on the left leg, bend the right knee in half behind you, and see if you can catch your ankle, one or both hands. If it's not feasible today, just create a strong shape, which means your arms would stay active and reaching back and your leg close to you, okay? Once you get hold of the foot, you have to take a nice bend behind that left leg to support, and then start to tip forward. So you're thinking warrior three. When we take warrior three, the cue is that the heart is a little higher than everything else, but your torso is going in the direction of the floor. Stop right there, Meredith. No further. Don't force your body. Just go with where it's taking you. Don't be so judgmental about it. Hug your left hip in. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. It looks great, Maria. Lift the torso up 2 inches, and now you're in your sweet spot. Jess, awesome. Keep everything where it is and just release the arms and the legs so you're in a regular warrior three. Use blocks if your balance gets crummy. Right hand down, left hand to hip. Revolved Ardha. Yep. Other hand, Joe. Yeah, I know it gets confusing. Perfect. Point your right toes and lift from your inner thigh. Lift it a little higher. Look sideways, look up. Try not to look back. If the arm does not spread open, it is okay. That's great. Now flex the foot and hold. If any of you are taking that bind, do it quick. Last 2 breaths. Oof, you're feeling a lot. It's good. Giant step back, low lunge. Yeah, take a second. You're in a low lunge, and that means your hands are on the ground and you're getting your feet and your legs set before you advance on. Maybe drop the back knee. You could start with the knee down and lift it up. Arms rise, crescent lunge. Here we go. Drag the hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Lean out and hook. Good. If the knee is down, you definitely want it more at an angle. Yeah. You're not jamming the knee into the mat. Lean back a little bit. Get the crown of the head to line up with that back right heel and twist open. So if you weren't feeling, there'd be no point in coming. Right. So allow yourself to go to that spot. You're just putting enough energy into the pose, into the practice. There's a payoff. Not so much that we're carrying you out of here. Stay with it. Two more. Hands to the floor. Chaturanga. Oh my gosh. Up dog. Like a bloodbath. Downward facing dog. Looks like Sunday night lacrosse. Oh man. Drop to your forearms. Forearms. Down dog, guys. So it's tight in here, so inversions can be tough unless you really have a strong inversion practice, like really strong. This is definitely perfect because it's creating the lift of the hips. Yeah. So tighten it up, bring the forearms in a little closer. You can interlace the hands. I like a block sometimes in between the hands. If you want to independently lift one leg, that's kind of a nice way to kind of work your way into it. And then you can lower that leg and try and lift the other leg. Good. Draw your belly in. Nice, Maria. You got it. Wherever you are, you're staying like another 8 breaths. So if you need to come down and rest, you rest and you come back into it. 5 breaths. Hug into the center. If you're up, come out slow. If you're in dolphin, drop to your knees for a second, plant your hands down and come to a down dog. Yeah, don't let yourself go there. Down dog, because we're going to rest soon. Down dog. Let's keep the energy going here. Slide your right knee forward for a half pigeon. We need this now. Yeah, half pigeon. Yeah. If you're going on your back and kind of threading the needle on your back, that's fine. Ankle to knee. Down dog. Stay in your yoga trance. Just switch sides. Left knee forward, half pigeon. Yep. And then fold. If something doesn't feel right for you, just flag me down. I can give you a suggestion. Yeah, this is not one that you want to like force yourself into or like kind of stick it out because it doesn't feel great. Use the strength of your body, start to come up. Lean on the left side, swing the right leg forward, kind of drag the blocks with you. You may need them in a sec. Lay down on your backs. We're not going to bridge yet. We're going to first do a tiny bit of core and then bridge and wheel. So bend your knees like you're going to bridge, but you're not. Take the feet flat. Drive the arms forward, lift the shoulder blades up off the ground. It's like a Pilates roll up. Yeah, have your palms facing towards the sides of your legs and lift just where the shoulders lift up. The neck stays very neutral. So I recommend looking towards the sky. Feel your lower back spread against the mat. Okay, keep the lift of the shoulders, lift the legs on any angle that works for you. So if your back's more sensitive, 90 degrees is recommended. If you can manage more, the lower you are to the floor, the more intense it's going to be. Keep the lift of the shoulders, rebend your legs, take the feet flat like you're going to a bridge. Lift yourself up higher, squeeze the deep belly muscles, exhale the breath, let it go. We're going to do a few and then we'll move on. Pull the shoulder blades up off the floor. Do that part first. Everything's in steps. Keep the lift of the shoulders, keep the neck neutral. Your hands could always go behind the head, okay? Lift the legs on an angle that works for you. The knees can have a little bend. Keep the lift, rebend the legs, get the feet flat. Lift yourself up higher. Exhale, let it go. Pull yourself up. Literally, it's like you have to pull yourself up at this point. Lift the legs on an angle that works. Lower the heels and tap them to the ground. Legs are straight. Lift them back up. We'll do it again. Rebend the knees, take the feet flat. Lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Let's try it again. Here we go. One more time. Lift yourself up. In steps, guys. Just the shoulders lift. The legs are still bent. Don't follow Amy. She's like 10 steps ahead. Yeah, she's doing everything 3 times. Right. Okay, lift the legs on an angle. I think we're related. Yeah, in some weird way. Lower your legs. Let the heels tap. You got it. Now you got it, Lenny. Lift the legs back up. Rebend the legs. Lift higher. Exhale the breath. Let it go. Bridge pose. Bridge pose. Yep. Set up for a great bridge. Interlace the hands. Slide your feet on blocks. Meredith, did I do that with you? Take the feet on 2 blocks. I really like this. Before you do that, because we'll do 2 sets. It's like railroad tracks, like regular bridge, just your feet are on the blocks. You kind of have to work on bringing yourself a little closer and then lift bridge. You got it. You're good. Exhale the breath, lower down. So decide what you need, restorative or going for it. No pressure. Here we go. Final one. As the old saying is, we go big and then we go home. Right. But going big could be restorative. Wrap the thighs forward. You may go up and you're like, oh, this is a bust. I got to come down and I got to go restorative. So be okay with that. Lift a little higher. Nice, Julianne. Steer the feet forward. Wrap the sides of your arms in. Exhale the breath wherever you are. Come out with control. Nice and slow. Come down. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give them an even squeeze. Reach for the outer blades of your feet for happy baby. Pull the knees down around the ribs. If you can't get your feet today, just grab the backs of your thighs. Yeah. Hug the knees in, okay? Take the feet the width of the mat. I like this as a finisher. So take the feet the width of the mat, okay? Let your knees go right. Like, yeah. So your right knee's up a little higher and your left leg's down a little lower. Now take your right ankle and place it over the top of that thigh bone. That's your IT band. Now extend your left arm towards the back edge of your mat, the back skinny edge of your mat. Perfect. You could use your right hand now to encourage that right thigh to drop a little lower. Obviously stop wherever you feel too much, right? Because it's not meant to be like totally intense. You got it. Release slow, let the foot slide off, and then take the feet flat. Restack, the feet go wide, and then the knees have to move a little right, and then the knees drop to the left. Take the left foot on top of the right thigh. Take your right arm straight back, like you're swimming towards the back skinny edge of the mat. Use your left hand to encourage the left thigh to drop lower if that's available. Let the foot slide off first. Let it all go. One more even squeeze of your knees in towards your chest. And then complete rest. Shavasana. Complete rest. Make yourself comfortable now. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Everyone roll to the right side, like flop all the way over to your right side. And when you sit up, I'm actually at the back edge of the mat. So turn around and face the back of the room, which is now the front of the room. And sit up nice and tall. If you're staying down, that's fine. And just feel. Being able to sit within your body, in your mind, in your thoughts. Such a gift. Let the hands come to prayer. Bow the head for a second. Have gratitude. Lift the head, open the eyes. Namaste. Bless you. Go out there. Have an awesome afternoon. Nice work. Good job, Zoom.